We are back, everybody. The world famous Dale Diego leading us in once again. Thank you, Dale. We're with DeAnna Lorraine, DeAnnaLorraine.com, DeAnnaLorraine.com.
Oh, it has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does. I feel like it's very white, right? But no, so DeAnna, where were we at? And we love hearing real life stories. I want to hear real people, you know, not the names and all that, but real success stories that we can share.
Well, actually, I've got a couple right now. One is a woman who, about a year ago, she came to me and she hadn't had a date in 4 years. She's 35. She was lonely, desperate, horny. She was just ridiculously, you know, in a bad place. And she just thought there was no hope for her. And 35, you know, her options are starting to slim down. But after like 6 months of working with me, actually 6 months, she became a totally different person in terms of, you know, the same person, but her qualities have come out, the better qualities. Good. She's a much more positive person, much more confident, and I'm happy to say she's in an exciting relationship right now and living with a man who they're going to get married soon. They're engaged. And it's only been 8 months now since we started working together.
DeAnna Lorraine,
it's
that's
amazing.
Big. That's big.
Oh, she's literally met her soulmate.
And nothing's more rewarding, right, Dee?
Oh,
for you than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is people, I've got another man he came to me, one of those total engineer guys, you know, so quiet, only had a relationship with his computer for about the last 15 years.
Right.
You know, hadn't seen the light of day. And then within about 3 to 6 months of working with me, he is a bona fide ladies man. He goes out every weekend and literally has dates. His only problem is scheduling the dates every week because he has so many.
Wow.
So many of these women.
This is in how long?
This is in about 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah, he's totally changed his style.
He is an undercover brother now.
Oh yeah, his confidence is through the roof. I mean, he's got a total social life. He's got activities going on. He's an interesting and dynamic man. And he's got ladies crawling all over him. It's amazing.
Who was the pimp in Starsky and Hutch?
Oh yeah, that's what he's like.
That was Snoop. But does he have like fish tanks in his shoes and the heels and
I don't know.
Walk around with
something like
on?
that. But it's great. This guy.
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, he's 28. Luckily, he came to me early at 28. You know, if he had waited till maybe 35, the habits would be already installed. It'd be more difficult to change him. You know, that's why I say the younger you are, you know, obviously the earlier you find out, hey, you realize, hey, I need to get help or I want to get assistance in this area, improvement, go to me. Because the longer you wait, you procrastinate, it's going to just, you know, it's going to get worse. It's never going to actually get better. But this guy came to me at 28 and he sent me a photo last week of him downtown. He's got one girl on each arm and he's leaving the bar, he's leaving Stingery. It's great, yeah.
Right, and he's on the cover of 944.
Oh, I'm sure,
right?
You
can picture it. At opening day or something.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about more.
But you know what? That's real life stuff. You touched on a great point, and that was living together.
Yes.
What's the deal with that? Because people, you know, have a take on it either way. My take is that if the couple is in love and that's what they want to do, then do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it. Come on.
Okay. So let's talk about that.
I don't want to get married and find out, right?
Yeah,
3 months later and go,
I have a different take on it.
Hey, you know, whatever. I think if you're in love, you want to do whatever you want to do, but it's together. And I'm a believer of that.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. Should we do a duet?
Duet?
We're going to go straight from here to the Lamplighter in Mission Hills.
Oh, really?
And sing karaoke.
You got me there. I'll do it. You saw those pictures.
So what do you think of my take? Is that a normal American male take?
It's a normal American male take, but I have a counter argument to that.
I will
explain that to you. Did you watch Dating in the Dark?
What's that?
Did you watch Dating in the Dark the other day?
Dating in the Dark?
Yeah.
I don't have time to watch Dating in the Dark when I'm wrapped up in
when you're dating in the light?
Right, when I'm dating in the light and I'm wrapped up in things like The Hills.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Hills a day in my life, but I think I've watched a little bit of it and it's just terrible.
Oh, come on. But what do you watch? You have some quirky reality shows that no one else would watch.
Yeah.
That you watch.
Yeah.
I also do Dog the Bounty Hunter. There, that sounds more macho.
You know what?
I do a little dog. You know, I'm just happy to be here, support a cause that I think is something for America to take part in, and that's furthering your life. and I'm a believer in whatever you do to further your life, you know. But this is just a healthy option for you.
Yeah.
DeAnnaLorraine.com, DeAnnaLorraine.com.
Why don't we talk more about the friend zone? Because we never actually got to finish that subject.
Well, the guy doesn't have big enough balls to make a move.
Not a kahuna.
Right? But you can help him, and you can change that. And you know what? To a guy that would do that, it's a sad thing that the guy needs some pushing. He needs more confidence.
Right.
People believe in him.
And it's definitely a difference between, I think, the confidence thing. I think a lot of men tend to get crippled over a confident and beautiful woman. They tend to sort of become a pushover, become passive.
I get angry.
You get angry? Well, here's the thing. A lot of guys think too.
I like.
As soon as they maybe like a girl turns them down when they try to make a move, they think, oh, she's rejected me. She's not into me. Right. But they have to expect, okay, you're going to be a little aggressive. You may get turned down a little bit, but you have to keep going with it, and you have to just assume the alpha male position, the dominant position.
Right.
She's like the beta. You're the leader for the most part.
Dee, what a great advice to everybody. No, it really is. I mean, just that little piece right there can change somebody's life a bit from listening to that.
Thank you.
And yeah, you know what? It's not every day that you can, do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in insurance, and Kramer Insurance, that is. But in insurance, it can't change lives. I can help.
Yes.
I can help lives and save, their property. But Dee, big stuff.
Thank you. Now let's go. Before we go to break, I'll tell you my counter argument to your living situation.
Okay.
Now I think.
Me and Los want to hear it.
I honestly think that women should not live with a man before marriage, because what's she really gonna get out of it? He's gonna sort of test drive her. He gets that chance to test drive.
Yes.
But and he gets to sample the cookie and all that. But she really, he kind of gets bored of her after a while. He gets content. And then what motivation does he really have to pop the question, to put a ring on it, as Beyonce says?
Yeah.
Right?
As Beyonce says.
I stumped you there.
No, you didn't stump me. I tell you what. I think it's an honor for them both to be together. I think the gal needs to step up to the plate as much as the man and court her, of course. I agree. But, and believe me, I'm a Catholic guy. I was raised the right way. Shout out to Omanova. But you know what? I just am a believer if there is true love, and that's what the couple wants to do, and maybe it makes business sense too, because they're both struggling and they can get a one-bedroom somewhere. Really be in love and be poor, but they're in love, and they're having a tough life, and they want to make better of their life, and that's a part, because maybe the gal makes him feel like he's never felt before.
Yeah.
How are you going to combat that?
Right?
Yeah. I know, Dee, right? They're both, it's a no, they both win, right?
Well, something like that. Dale, did we get saved by the Dale?
Oh, to Dale.
Was there a question?
Well,
You're here standing on radio.
Yeah, singing.
Dale's been doing it all tonight.
Was there a question? Anybody can ask me anything.
Yeah.
What do you feel about women living together with a man if they're in a relationship, they're living together?
Two women with one guy?
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Man, that's great.
That's my man.
Just counted it out right there.
We'll bring that
Dale
up in
and I
just a second.
have a bromance, everybody.
Yeah, I love the bromance.
Yeah.
They're going on.
Especially after that comment.
It's pretty much like being married.
Yeah.
Without having the ring and the responsibility.
So there's somebody.
But you gotta find out who is holding the lease or who's the owner of the location. Because once you break up, somebody's clothes is going out the window or the door.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point.
Yeah, because things break up. So
yeah.
That's one thing to look out for when you're moving in together. But you don't think about that. You know why? Because you think of all the good and the glory.
Right, but you can't. You have to go into it like a business deal, though. You have to hope for the best, but expect the worst just in case.
You don't want to do a business deal, though. That's when you
You don't want to.
But you do always have to have your back, right? You have to be smart enough to always say, hey, what if she left me tonight, right?
Prenup.
Prenup. So you, as a woman, you're a big believer in a prenup, I take it.
Well, honestly, no. As a woman, I shouldn't be.
Right.
But
No,
I am.
That's what I'm saying. As a woman, that's
I am because
a little bit surprising.
I you know what? I understand the strain. I've had divorces in my family, the strain that the men have gone through because of the divorce, the financial strain. And to me personally, I'm not going to marry a man for his money. That's just plain and simple. I'm going to be making my own fortune. I'm going to be having my own success. So I'm not going to be.
Don't
so
lie.
it's true. So if he wants to have a prenup, first of all, I think it'd be maybe uncomfortable conversation, and I kind of feel like, hey, why are you planning a prenup? We shouldn't even be thinking about divorce. We're in love. But at the
We
same
love.
time, I want to let it know and be known that I'm not in it for the money. And should things fall apart, and it's, I think that he's entitled to have his assets, and I shouldn't be taking all of it, some of it, but
Yeah. Well, definitely some of it to care for the kids, whoever the kids go
oh yeah,
with.
I'll definitely be getting alimony and all that whatnot.
If you
but-
have kids, yes.
If
Yeah,
you
if
have
I have
kids,
kids.
yes.
Are we going to break?
With that, I believe I have a baby Shaniqua in Detroit I'd like to give a shout out to. Just kidding.
You're-
No kids,
All
everybody.
the trips to the the sperm banks in college to make some extra cash.
Right, and now I have
Right.
Vietnamese triplets running around.
Guys never think about that. They think, don't they do that a lot to get extra cash? It's like $75 or $200 to go to the sperm bank, right? And they don't. There was this one guy.
Listen, I move furniture. Right.
It's a lot.
I'd rather make my living moving furniture than
Right.
than
Well, they
sperm
actually
donor
did
money.
They actually did a news segment on this guy who he had done it a lot during college to get some extra cash and to to buy groceries and things like that. So he did it like 20 times.
Wow.
And they of course the news.
This guy has great stamina.
Right. So this news, this TLC, I think it was, they tracked down all of his remnants, all of his children linked to him,
Oh.
and he had about 26 kids,
Sounds
or
like
were
he
from his sperm, of course. And so they asked him. They said, "Hey, would you like to get close? No cell phones in the studio, please." They, they said
Sorry.
to him, "Would you like to get to know these children of yours? Would you like to, be a father to him and whatnot?"
Right.
And
He said no.
He had no desire. He said
Well,
no.
he had
He said-
26 of them.
right,
I mean,
and he said, "These are my children. They weren't raised by me. I just gave the sperm. So I have no desire to raise them or be a father figure in any way, shape, or form."
I was talking to a gal whose husband or ex, has nothing to do with the child now. They just went through a divorce. The kid's 6 years old, and she refers to him as the donor. Not even her husband of
The
10 years.
donor.
Yeah, because they. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's no respect, really, right there. Just the donor.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, what are men used for, really? What use are them besides from donoring?
What?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh man, we've got our hands full
Yeah,
here
we
tonight.
gotta
Hook
find
up
some-
with DeAnna Lorraine. I believe we're taking a little break.
Yeah, we're taking a little break ski right now.
Taking a little
And then
break.
we're gonna get a little break, come back in just a minute, and then we're gonna have callers. Yes.
What's that number again, Dee?
That number is 646-716-9631. That's 646-716-9631. You're with Hook Up with DeAnna Lorraine, and we'll be back very soon.